Cool. I think we're live now. Sorry, I just had a few technical issues where it wasn't letting me get live, but hopefully it's there we go. We seem to have some sort of background noise also. Should sort that. Gotta love technology. Just give me a second, try and sort that and find the right screen. There we go. Cool. So, can everyone hear me and no background echo, hopefully? And I will just quickly catch up with some of these messages. Good to see you all with us. Blook Gang, Warpstone, Luke, Christina. Good to have you all with us. And what have we got? Nasty Feeling Blook Gang has laid a perfect trap, and I've walked into it. Quite possibly. I do have the rules now and printed the map out now that I can see things better. Hope to. That's cool. Remembering exactly which tribe is where. Yep. Cool. Awesome. We're back in play. That's good. So, I hope everyone's had a good week and that everything has gone nicely for you. Here we're in the middle of a storm, but hopefully we won't have any interruptions from the rain like we used to. So let's have a quick recap. What happened last turn? We had turn 2. We had the 4th of the Roman legions land, and then they've marched inland. We had all of the remaining 3 Roman legions were around Londinium. There was some sort of conflict of orders or something happened. So the first stayed at Londinium, which in hindsight was actually a good thing, which I'll come to later. The other 2 legions pursued the Catavolani up into their territory. And then we had more of the Siluries and Ordovices coming across into Artabates territory. And these 2 forces were kind of playing cat and mouse, trying to track each other down. There was a sort of a minor sort of ambushy type battle where the Romans did catch the Catavolani, but they were able to escape. So there were a few casualties inflicted, but nothing too major. So that's basically what happened last turn. So that's perfect. Baking hot here. Oh yeah, I guess it's your summer, isn't it? I keep thinking that it's winter because we're in winter. As for this turn, turn 3. So in a second we'll get started, but just as a sort of a recap, I won't go into too much detail of where you spent your points because I don't want to give that away. Keep that sort of fog of war going. But as far as where the tribes are based on diplomacy right now, for the Britons, so that's predominantly, that's you, Luke. You've got the Catavolani. They're obviously solidly in your camp. You've got the Siluries and the Ordovices. The Durotriges or Triges, they are now sort of aligned with you. They're now hostile to Rome. And also the Iceni have come into play on your side. For the Romans, you have the Dumoni or Dumani. Yeah, I think there must have been a typo or something, but that is the Dumoni. You've got the Trinovantes, although they pretty well turned neutral, but because there's a Roman legion there, they're still basically loyal. So those ones potentially could turn, so keep an eye on them. The Cantiasi, where are they? Cantiasi, they're still loyal, and the Artrabates. So yeah, most of the southeast is still reasonably loyal to Rome. Cornwall is now loyal to Rome, but the Durotriges are kind of splitting that. So yeah, a little bit of a mixture of fortunes there. But apart from that, unless anyone's got any questions, we will. Oh wait, Iceni from their entrails victory. Exactly. So yeah, they're in quite a nice spot there. Once you finish with the Catavolani, you can just march over and finish them off. Take out Queen Boudica or Boudicca, however you want to pronounce it, before she even starts her rampage. Anyway, so unless there's any questions, we will make a start on today. Cantiasi is my home county. Oh, well, quite appropriate then. Oh yes. Oh, I think I was born somewhere around there. Middlesex. Anyway, map question. Yes. I'm not sure. Is that a question about the map, or is that just a? I'm not too sure. Anyway, let me get on. So we were last turn in June, I believe. Let me just double check that. We had rolled. Yeah, it was actually July. So we were in July. That's what that little dot is. So we'll now roll and find out how far forwards we move this turn. And I'll try and roll somewhere where we can see it on the camera. So it only goes forwards 1 month. So we're now in August. Okay, so we're moving towards the end of summer and soon be into autumn. So August. I think that's the second turn in a row I've rolled a 1. Interesting. Okay. The initiative will go red dice for Rome and a white dice for the Britons. They're both of their highest commanders are a +6, so it's just going to be a neutral. So just roll the dice. And the Britons on a 4 get the initiative this turn. So Britons. Cool. Let's move on to Weber. So that's 4 upgrades and such. Cool. Initiative done. Checking Weber. So it is still this central bit here. So it's going to be a. First we'll roll for the 10s. And that's 10. And then we'll roll for the 1s. So 14. Okay, so that's going to be fog. I'm not sure why there'd be fog in the middle of August, but for whatever reason, we've got fog. Maybe it's just morning fog coming up. That's just, who knows, fog. So, okay, so let's get back to some of your messages. Hearing fine, sounds perfect. Double Iceni, can you see? Map question, the white towns, how do we identify them to you? Okay, so the white towns, that's a very good question. I can always, yeah, that's a good question. I could write on them on the map, so like 1, 2, 3, and then just send you an updated. Yeah, maybe what I'll do is edit the map, PDF, what have you, and then I'll put that onto the Discord server, so that way you know which one is which. That might make it the easiest way for you, and then you'll be able to figure out which towns you want. So you just say Artrabates 1, 2, or 3, for instance. Cool. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll just take a note of that so it reminds me. Edit map, add numbers to white towns. Cool. Yeah, I'll get that done either today or tomorrow and get those ones too, so you can start making your plans based around the smaller villages. What else will we be on? The white towns, just a random natter for upgrades and such. Yep, I guess just general directions is fine. Just accept got snow, etc. and something true. Just say the region and north one or whatever. Fog, not good. Okay, cool. So yeah, I will do that map anyway, and then you can either describe it, or once I've got those numbers to it, I think that'll make life a little bit easier. So yeah, good call on that one. So we've got our fog, historical events. So I just had a quick look through. We're still in autumn/summer. So the only real thing is supply disruptions. So yeah, dense forests and difficult terrain make it harder for the Romans to keep themselves sort of in supply. So Roman reinforcements, if they fight a pitched battle, are delayed by 1 turn. So it's not going to be a huge issue for them, but you never know if they're getting overwhelmed. That 1 turn might make all the difference. And Roman forces, any Roman forces more than 50 miles or about 6 centimeters from a major town or port lose 1 cohesion due to shortages. So I don't think they're 6 centimeters away yet. No, they're still fine. But if they keep pursuing, then they may, because we haven't actually left any troops as garrisons in this town. So it's technically not a friendly base at this stage. Okay, so that's our historical event. Now we've got our randoms. Let's skip through. So for the Romans, first up, we've got an 11. And the 11 is captured messages. Roman scouts intercept enemy orders. The Briton player's planned movement for this turn is revealed before the Roman. So, okay, the Britons have got initiative anyway, so it kind of works out because that way the Britons going to move and then the Romans can move accordingly. So orders captured. 1, that was 11. And Britons have rolled a 9. So that's going to be a captured Roman orders. Britain scouts intercept Roman messages. Okay, so 1 Roman force is delayed, allowing the Britons a bit of extra maneuver. Okay, so I think we had that last turn as well. The Britain scouts seem to be doing a lot of work here. Fake spy. Cool. So what we'll do is same as last time. We'll just sort of roll off for each of the Roman forces, and then one of them just won't be able to move this turn. And so got a d6, so we say 2. Do I have an 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not really. I do have a d8 somewhere. Oh, yes. On the old trusty dice roller app. Let's have a look. And that way we can figure out which one it's going to be. And if we just start from the south being, where's our d8? There it is. So we'll say 1, 2, 3, 4. Then on the left, 5, 6. And then on the right, 7, 8. Cool. Dice roller app. And we've rolled a 7. So we say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that legion there is lost in the woods, I guess, this turn. Yeah, so just recap what it said specifically. Britain's scouts intercept the messages, so they're going to be delayed. All right, so that legion, yeah, are delayed this turn. So not so good for the Romans in their advance. Okay. So let's write that down. And they were number 3. Legion 3 is paused. Who knows? Maybe there's a smaller British village or something in there which they've decided they need to quell, and that's why they've been caught up. Or maybe word has reached them that the Iceni are mobilizing, and so they're staying put to protect that flank. Could be anything like that. Someone put moss on the wrong side of the tree and tricked it. Yeah, exactly. The Britons are a sneaky bunch. So where were we? So that was the random events. Diplomacy I've already gone over. So yeah, the Iceni are now hostile towards us. And so that'll be for Luke to decide over the Discord how he wants them to move. Does he want them to come down into Trinovantes territory or to come across and try and link up with the Catafalani? Entirely up to you. But that'll be for, yeah, Discord planning. I think right now that's all of the sort of the background stuff. Logistics we don't have to worry about at this stage. Diplomacy is done. So it's on to the options. So I was running a bit late this morning, so I haven't actually pre-planned it all to make things faster. So you have to just bear with me as I sort of figure this out. But let's quickly read the messages. Another lost legion. Oh yeah, it could be Varus all over again. Someone put moss on a tree. Are you being neutral? US, are you being neutral? So let me find out where are our voting. So first I'll go and just get the numbers from Facebook. So what did the people vote for on there? And cool. So for the Romans, they have, with 22 votes, 55% have voted for option number 3, which is legions head north and 1 holds at Londinium. And so basically, yeah, they were voting for these 2 legions to continue their pursuit north, the 1 legion to hold at Londinium, and the 4th legion to head west into the Artabates territory to help them shore up their defenses. What were we talking about? I can't remember exactly. I'll have to quickly get the Discord up, but I remember mentioning that your Discord, whatever you guys wanted to do, would count for about 30% of the vote. I think it was 30%. It might have been 25%. Where is it? So there's a lot of messages in here to scroll through. Unless one of you can remember, then just let me know. And then we'll use that. Where was it? So, Okay, I can't remember. But I think in this case, even if it was 30%, um, it still wouldn't be more than the 55% that that option is. So that's going to rule. But then on the table, we'll let you guys make the final call. And as for the Britons, now theirs is closer. So third option did get the highest percentage at 35. But if we were to say that 30% overall plus that. So yeah, Luke, your option is going to be the winner for the Britons. So what we're using your plans there. So let's go back to see if you guys have messaged. Cool. I meant when Will said, I seen you mobilizing against us, made me. Oh, I see. 2 legions head north and 2 head west. Yep. What was the Discord vote? What was the Discord vote? Yeah, so on Discord, you were the only one who actually voted or sort of came up with anything. Luke and Bloodgang. So I've got someone calling me. Clear off. So yeah, just it was whatever you guys wanted to do with what would have happened in this turn. So that was the Discord vote, and it was 100%. But with the delay, it's now 1 Legion North, 1 gets lost, and no pressure on me this turn. Then it had better work. Yeah, cool. So we said the Britons got the initiative. So that's good for them. So your plan was, if I remember rightly, let me just go back and read it back out to myself without trying to give anything away to your enemies. Rome enemies. There we go. Cool. Plan Eastern forces. Yep. And yep. Okay. Cool. I remember exactly what you were saying now. All right. So for the Britons, you're still carrying on with a withdrawal here. So they're going to be moving back. Weather-wise, it's just fog. I'm pretty sure it doesn't reduce movement. No, it's more to do with the actual fighting of the battles and movement during the battles, but not on the strategic map. So, Luke, did you want them to move a full movement or just like a half move? That's basically what I need to know at this stage for them. Okay. And then it's going to be the D10 plus 2 because they're kind of a mixed force. I blame the heat on the wax tablet. Yeah, exactly. Cool. So yeah, we've got this tribe. They're withdrawing north, and you want them to go half move. So that's going to be 7, 8, 9. Half of 9 is going to be basically 4.5. Okay, so they cross. They basically get back almost to their settlement, their main sort of capital. So that's where they're going to get to. As for, so that was that plan. Then these guys were going to carry on down. So let's roll for all of your eastern forces. I need to get a couple of markers for the Iceni. For now, we can just use this marker here for their force. That'll do this trick. So yeah, what would you like the Iceni to do? What would you like the Durotrides to do? And how would you like your Siluries and Ordovices? And I will see if I can find another marker for these chaps as well, whilst you just figure that one out. And do I have anything? Got them cut somewhere, but I don't know where I put them. Thought they were in a book somewhere, so they didn't all fall on the floor. It doesn't matter. For now, they've got 2, so I'm just going to tear a little bit of paper, and then we'll just use some random markers for them. So there's your 1. And there's your second force. For now, I'll get the proper markers ready for next time. Cool. So Luke, half move just out of reach. So that was those. And all 3 tribes converge on. Okay, so they're all moving on. So I guess these guys want to make their move. Remembering this is a cavalry force, they're going to move across. This troop here Okay, they can go 9 plus 2, so they can move basically wherever you want. So they could go for the smaller town, or they could go for the capital. These guys, obviously, they're coming across in boats, so they're going to have half their movement, or their movement halved. So the first one rolls a 4, so he will just basically cross the river, or the estuary, I should say. The other 2, again, he gets 5. So he's more or less just going to get to the coast. And then the final one there gets a 2, so he doesn't even get to cross. So 2 are on that side, 1's just crossed, and 1 army group is waiting to figure out whether he's going south or north. Cool. But you did say converge, so let's say he's going to go towards them. Okay, then you've got the Duro Triggies, or Triggies, and so you're sending the whole lot across. Let's roll for the northern force. Gets an 8. So they come storming across, and the southern force rolls a 7. Okay, so they're all kind of getting stuck in around that town. Back to the messages. Move one of the northern legions to the village in Katabalani territory. Katabalani, the one that is at the CA letters. So that one there. Can we capture or raid it? Yes. Okay, cool. So because there's no Briton forces there at the moment, let's just quickly find the page where, okay, minor towns, we roll a dice basically. Roll a d20. On a 1 or a 2, they surrender without a fight. On anything but that, they will sort of have a militia or what have you, which consists of 3 light infantry and 1 heavy infantry. So it's pretty well a foregone conclusion that the Romans will win, but there would be a little fight. So first, let's roll for their movement. As long as they don't get a 1, they will make it. They roll a 6. Cool. So they easily get to the village. And we'll roll our dice and see whether they capture it. To be honest, I think they might actually just... They rolled a 20, so it would be a battle. And so, yeah, it'll just be a light, quick action there. 3 light infantry, 1 heavy infantry against the Legion. I think they would probably quite quickly surrender after throwing a few javelins and putting up a little bit of resistance. So, but yeah, we got that action there. So Romans versus Katabalani. Oh, actually, Luke, with your plan of ambushes, you do have the other force who are concealed somewhere around them. Would you want them to spring into action here as part of your plan? They don't have to, but they could do if you wish. But we've got that battle there, Katabalani village. And we've got Iceni will do something. Yep. Do you want them to just come towards the border? Can Rome move the allied tribes setting in Cantiasi? I don't know. That's the question I was going to sort of put to you. Do you want allied tribes? I mean, historically, I'm not too sure about this part of the invasion. I've done a bit of research, but it always sort of just talks about the Romans rather than allied tribes marching around with them. I was thinking more that the allied tribes would stay in their own areas, but I'll put it to you guys. If you think it's realistic that they would move across and follow the Romans to help them, then I'm all for it. If you think on balance they wouldn't or they didn't, then we won't do that. But yeah, that one, I'll let you guys vote for yourselves. And if you think we want to do that because allowed to it, then let's do it. Cool. So we'll just quickly go back to Luke. So the Iceni will do something. And what is that something? Do you want me to just hold fire right now and we'll do that in secret on the Discord? Or do you want them to actually move in the open at this stage? What else? And did you want that ambush to take place? They only stayed in their tribal borders. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought, was that they did kind of stay put. So if the Romans, like if it was an action in the Trinobanti territory, then they would be fighting to kick out the Iceni, for instance, alongside the Romans. But if the Romans pursued on, they may go against the Iceni, but they wouldn't then head off up into other areas. That's kind of more what I was thinking about. It would be tribe versus tribe in a local area, rather than part of the main campaign to take over the whole of the Isles. But cool. I think they would at least perform a second line support, or at least defend in neighboring regions. Not sure historically though. Had their exactly. So I think maybe we do that as kind of a mix, sort of a hybrid of it. Is if in this case like the Durotriges are coming across or the Siluries have come across, so the Artrobates could go over into their territories. Same here, if the Iceni came down, they would be fighting each other. So it'd be more like a localized battle where they can cross over, but they won't follow the Romans into places that they haven't been attacked from. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good compromise, and it makes sense historically because if you're being attacked, it's quite unlikely, I'd say, that they'd just be like, no, it's okay, they've crossed back across the border, we're not doing anything anymore. So yeah, we'll go for that, I reckon. So technically, if you wanted the Trinovantes to move over, they could. And once this area is stabilized over here, the Artrobates can go wherever they want to. Cool. Back to the Romans. So we've moved up in there. They couldn't move. They marched on that town. We've got the First Legion down in Londinium. What were we planning on doing with them? Sorry, I keep getting sidetracked with other comments and actions. What were we doing with them? It was going to be Rome and her allies. I've completely lost the page that I'm looking for. Here we go, Romans. One holds at Londinium. So at the moment we have had that order given that they're going to stay put, basically. They can realize, I guess, that the Trinovantes' loyalty is wavering, especially now we've got the Iceni, so they're going to hold. And then it's the Fourth Legion who are going to march across to help the Artrobates. And on a 2+2, that gives them 4. And it's going to get them to about there. We've also got this Artrobates unit. So, again, do you want both of these two army groups to march down? Do you want just the Eastern force to march down? I would say they definitely would, but it's whether you'd want to take your main force out from the capital as well, which is going to be a bit of a gamble, I guess. Okay. So move both. Cool. All right. So Eastern gets a 7. So they will get over. And Northern gets a 2+2. Okay, so yeah, they get to go down to. All right, that's going to turn into a real battle, a real mess. And where did that one come from? I think they were up there somewhere. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so that's our situation now. Okay, they'd invade an enemy land, but the Legion would take on the tribal ally into the neighboring area. Yep. Okay, cool. So I think that's all of our movements, and the battles have happened accordingly. So we've now got quite a large one, where it's Britain versus Britain in the Artrobates territory. Cool. Yeah, so we're going to have one big battle there. We're going to have potentially one small one, although that one, just due to the numbers, I might just do the rolling, just do a quick battle. But I think that's everyone. Unless I've missed something and you've noticed that I've missed something, then just shout out now so I can get it all correct. But just to recap, kind of for myself, we've got this main force which is withdrawn. We've got the Romans Legion here who are holding, miscommunication. protecting the flank, what have you. We've got this legion who are marching up to take out this village. This legion holding kind of just to defend and be prepared to strike out wherever they need to. And then we've got the 4th Legion moving across to support Artribates' actions, and they've all moved in to try and repel the raiders. Oh, cool. Sorry, just reading that. You studied Roman history in your degree. That's pretty cool. What is the status of the missing legion game rules-wise? Which missing legion? Are we talking about that one being stuck, or is there another legion that you're referring to? Just trying to think. What is the status of the missing legion? Yeah, because with that one, I'm not sure which legion you're referring to. I am well versed on how they performed war. I have an extensive library. That's pretty cool. The one, so this legion here. Okay, cool. So that one there. So basically, it just means that they, for one turn, they hold up. They don't move. It's like last turn we had the legion down in Londinium, who didn't move because their orders were conflicted. So just this turn, if they got attacked, they would fight. But for this turn, they're just going to stay put, build a fort, and wait till next turn. So it's just stuck for now. Yeah, it's just for this turn. The orders were conflicting, or whatever the wording was. So yeah, they're just going to hold in place until they can get confirmation of exactly what they're supposed to do, which will hopefully be next turn. Cool. All right. Awesome. Any other questions from anyone? Because I think I have remembered everything, although it's a very real chance that I have forgotten something. That's all about later on, resource points, etc. So unit experience, that would be after battles. Cohesion of armies is after battles. Battles is battles. Strategic movement. Diplomacy will be at the end of the turn, ready for the next one. Cool. But yeah, that is us. How do you take out or conquer a region? So if you destroy all of their field armies and take their capital with some of your troops, then it's basically annexed. So it could be annexed by Rome, or if it's one of the tribes you take over, then it's kind of annexed by them. So that's how you would do that. Just destroy their armies and march one of your armies into their capital, and then it's yours for the remainder of the game, unless it gets recaptured by someone else. And if you do take over a territory, the resource points that it produces, they become yours. It's not like they're lost entirely. No, the resource points still are yours because there's still crops, there's still resources being produced, but they just go to you, your side. And what else have we got on there? I have plans. They might be okay. It's foggy. They're in woodland and heath. You might see them again. Yeah. And how do you take out conquer region? Cool. So yeah, that's that. Cool. So it looks like we've got one good battle, which we're going to be fighting this turn, and possibly one over there. But yeah, I think that's pretty well rounds us off. Luke, if you just want to message me on Discord regarding the Iceni, then we can activate them. And if there's anything else from either of you that you want me to do kind of secretly, which you don't want the other one to know about, again, just let me know on Discord and I can get those done. The battle I will probably be trying to fight tomorrow morning. Yeah, because I've got to go to work in about an hour. So it won't be today, it'll be a tomorrow thing. So yeah, you got 24 hours basically to get any secret orders through to me. But for now, it looks like it's a pretty good turn. And everything is definitely moving in the right direction now. I guess, yeah, last question actually for Bloodgang. You've got the Trinovanti tribes. What do you want them to do? Do you want them to just stay put where they are? Or do you want them to move up to the north? Yeah, kind of up to you. But yeah, you can let me know in Discord what you want to happen with them. Thanks for joining us, both of you. Thanks for your inputs. And okay, cool. Yeah, we'll get them moving north. But yeah, great turn. I'll just quickly roll. Cool. It's a 9 for them and a 9. Cool. Both of them can go 9. So yeah, they can both move to the border. Cool. And there we go. Defend against them if they come down. There we go. Cool. Good turn, guys. Yeah, looking forward to seeing how this one plays out. Anyway, I will keep you posted on Discord. I hope you have a great rest of your Thursdays. I think you're on Thursday. And yeah, I'll talk to you soon. Thanks, guys. We will pay them in baubles. Nice. Cool. Anyway, gotta go. See you guys. Thanks.